Hello everyone, I'm Damini, your host for today. And today I have that guest with me. I think everyone is eagerly waiting for him and his answers and the suggestions he's gonna give to the law students and the fresh batches of 2020 and 2021. So today we have with us Mr. Prakhar, who's the Senior Associate at Shardul, Amarchand, Mangaldas. Thank you so much, sir, for coming to our interview session. And you actually agreed on a very short notice. Thank you so much for
Thank,
accepting my invitation.
thanks a lot, Damini. It's a pleasure being here today.
Thank you so much, sir. So, without taking your much time, I would just like to ask you, can you please share your law school journey, those roller coaster rides for 5 years? How all did it went? What kind of activities you did?
Well, I think my law school journey has been amazing. I call it amazing. So I am 2014 batch from Rajiv Gandhi National Law University, Patiala. So I joined law school in 2009, and 2009 to 14, I was in Patiala. So the best thing about my law school journey was especially the city. So Patiala as a city has been a very great experience in terms of like living in Punjab, the winters, and the whole city atmosphere was really good. And like I never wanted to be a lawyer. So I mean, just it happened so that, you know, I gave CLAT and I got it. And then I decided, I made a split second decision. Okay, let's go for it. So it was good. So for first year, it was a very different experience because, you know, law schools, the atmosphere is very competitive. I would say that, you know, like from the first year, people are like interested in doing something. Somebody, you know, they start into debates or moot courts or anything. So that was something which I really liked. So in first year itself, I decided that, you know, I mean, everyone chose their passion. And as a law student, you have, I mean, you can do everything, but if you want to do something inclined to the legal profession, I thought that, you know, moot courts are something which is a very great opportunity to, you know, start with. And the best reason to explore that was because I came to know that you get to travel a lot. So obviously now it's because of the pandemic situation, we are having all the online moot court competition. But when I was in law school, and I think pre 2020, that was the best opportunity that you can travel across India or maybe to the world. Uh, it's a valid excuse, and no college and college will also promote it. So I, from like first year, I started and ventured myself into moot courts, and that was really memorable. I traveled to Bombay, I even traveled to Oxford University, Bangalore, and all those places for moot court. So that was a very integral part of my law school journey. And then the second most important aspect was internships. So even internships, when I thought that, you know, it's a good way to travel. So I was always interested in traveling. And so every year in the winter or summer vacations, I used to go for internships. So I did not restrict myself to, like, you know, a lot of people think they would just intern in Delhi or maybe Bombay. I interned everywhere. I interned in Bangalore, I interned in Delhi, I interned in Bombay. I explored everything. So my law school journey was good. I explored a lot of places. And as a law school, I mean, 5 years were very memorable for me. And we had a batch of like 80 students, so everyone knew everyone. We didn't have a very huge batch. Now I think law schools have increased the strength, but back then it was just the cap of 80. So it was a good time. 5 years had just gone by in a flash. Now I mean, it was good.
I
Anything
think
specific?
you wanted to be a traveler but end up becoming a lawyer. I think that's the magic, when you do those 5 years in the law school and then you actually do internships, moot courts, you travel around the world, you travel around the cities. So what
True,
happens
true.
is you thought of becoming a traveler, but at the end of the 5 years, you become a lawyer.
Yeah, because that's how, I mean, for me, I never did internships or moot court just because, you know, everyone else is doing it, or I never thought of it like it will help me in my career. To be very honest, I just thought ki, yeah, it's a good option. You can go. There is some moot court which is happening in Bangalore. There is something which is happening in down south, and places where you can't really travel on a holiday being in law school. You can easily get that chance that, your parents and your professors won't say anything if you say, I want to go to Kochi for a moot court. So yeah, I mean, that was one, that was my intent, the travel. But yeah, I ended up becoming a traveler in 5 years. So, so yeah, but
That's
it was
good
a
to
good journey.
know. But sir, you said that like you were into mooting, right? So can you just tell us like what all other activities, like one can go for? Like the viewers might ask that they are not good at mooting, right? So they do have any other option, right? So what could be those options?
I think certainly once you enter a law school, uh, see, law as a subject, it's not very, they're not like, suppose you're an engineer, you will have a lot of practicals, you will do a lot of practical stuff. But as a lawyer, it's all theory. You study and then you give exam. So, and it's 5 years. So if you want to explore something, then maybe you can pick an activity. If you like, suppose if you're not interested in moot court, suppose some people don't want to really, they can do something else, like, and it does not need to be limited with the law school curriculum or lawyer as general. You can do anything. See, 5 years of law school is a very long journey, and it helps a student to develop as a personality. It's not that, it's not an end goal that you need to complete 5 years and start working. You need to enhance your personality because you are straight after school, and from school to law school and then become a lawyer or a professional, it's a long journey. So you can go into debating. If you like any other activity, I had friends who were into music, so they explored that, because as a college student, you can go participate in various fests, and you can go to any cultural competition. Even I was into filmmaking, and I was into I used to direct plays. So I participated. I directed the whole play. We went to Bits Pilani. We went to various college fests. So for a student, like, if suppose whoever is watching us is a first year law student or is about to enter law school, don't have a very restrictive mindset. Just explore everything, but have some kind of activity apart from studies. Otherwise you will end up becoming a dull and boring person. Of course, if you are into studies a lot, then that is a passion many people have, but always try to explore something apart from the general studies, because 5 years is a very long time. If you just are into books for 5 years, then, because after you start working, you may not get time to explore these things. You will not have time to do anything. So that's what, like, I tried my level best. I did photography, I did everything, because 5 years, it's an open canvas for everyone. You can explore a lot. So see what thing you are good at. And if you're new, then you can just start some new activity. You can join a club in your many schools. Law schools these days have debating society, cultural society, photography society. Just join something, and then you meet people who are of the same group, and you start making friends. And that is how it goes. So that's what my suggestion is, that just explore something which you like.
That's good to know. And I think like you actually mentioned that we have debating societies, and right now, every law school has some legal aid clinics. So what
Yes,
like
certainly.
students can do, they can participate in such
legal
events.
legal
Because,
aid Legal aid clinic is one of the best and the most noble thing you can be part of as a law school. I think what I have come to know, like, National University Delhi has a very good legal aid clinic that helps prisoners and under trial prisoners. So that way you can really interact, and you can do something productive as well. So just explore something which you like.
even I'm also part of legal aid clinic of my
That's
university. Yeah,
that's
so
really
what
nice.
happens is, we get to know a lot of people. We get to know a lot of things which are actually happening around us. So even during the lockdown, like what happened is when we got an order that the university, we have to leave the university, right? We have to leave the campus. So what happened is like the security guards were there only. So we had to do something for them. So even I think in December 2020 or January 2021, what we did is we organized a workshop for them. And I was the one who actually moderated it. So we were the one who was actually teaching them about the importance of education, girls' education during the lockdown. Because what happens is like
Exactly.
people were falling, short of funds, particularly the
True.
one who are daily wagers. That's very difficult for their daughters to actually complete the education. And maybe something can happen, right?
Yeah.
So what
True.
we did is
That's something.
we actually taught them the importance of girls' education even during the lockdown. So I think being a part of
Absolutely.
such initiatives can actually help you learn a lot, right? Because law school
True.
is not only confined to classrooms. So what do you say about it?
Exactly. That is absolutely true. As you said, that it is not confined to classroom. There is a, because see, as a lawyer, what work we do, it is not taught in college. It is not taught in law school. You just get to know the concepts of law, but the the practical aspects of it, you don't learn. Like some law schools have, like for example, my law school, apart from the curriculum, we had presentations. So we had every 6 months we had mandatory PPT presentations. We had to prepare a topic. It can be anything. In starting, it was on political science, and then we started with the legal subjects. So there were paper presentations. We had to write research papers. There was and there were many societies, and there were many initiatives by law school, like similar to what you have done. We had a legal aid clinic in nearby village, where we it was organized with the state human rights commission, where we gave a lecture and we made a video film on human rights. So it is all that, because as you said, it is not confined to classroom. It is how you develop your personality, your speaking skills, your analytical skills, how you deal with people. Because as a lawyer, your job is to convince people. Like, we have a our job is only to convince others. So if you start that process in law school, and like suppose you're interacting with, like you interacted with the security of persons, if you interact with people, you will learn the soft skills of client dealing. So these are soft skills which you can learn in law school by doing all these things, and that is more necessary. I think it's more important than the studies. I mean, that's why one should be really into all this.
Exactly my
Don't make
point.
it
Because
tough.
whenever you tell someone that you're doing law, they say, "Oh my God, your room might be full of books and all that." But I think yes, that's the reality. That's the harsh reality that lawyers have to study a lot, right? But the thing is, at the
True.
same time, to make those 5 years full of fun, you have to do other activities. But sir, on a more formal note, you are on
Okay.
LinkedIn, right? You're very active on LinkedIn as well. So what happens is whenever I open LinkedIn, I find so many people, are requesting for internships. They are actually struggling to get internships. So can you tell me during those 5 years, how many internships you did?
So I
Because
actually
you
did
love
a lot of it.
traveling, so yeah, might be a good
So
number of internships.
I did 15 internships. I mean,
I would really like to ask you, how did you manage?
see, I mean, see, to be very honest, internship, by the time I was in second year, I realized that since I was not from a uh, very the law school which we did not have any campus placement when I was graduating. We had, by the time I was in fourth year, we had some campus placement, but there was a fear that you need to get out in the market to explore, to get an and the window to that is an internship. And especially since the college was in Patiala, it was not in a very metro town. We did not have access to internships on a, like a lot of students in Delhi, they do a rolling internships. In Bombay, JLC Bombay, a lot of students do a rolling internship. They are permanently attached to a firm for like years. But we did not have that option. So our only opportunity was summer vacations and winter vacations, where we have to just go out and you know look for an internship, maybe try our best there, so that we are visible. And that is something which after second year, it what that was something which has driven me. So first year I went for an intern, and I did not, to be very honest, I did not have any source, any jugaad, nothing. And a lot of people, a lot of students write to me also, because now at that point of time, LinkedIn was not that active. From
Yeah.
2009 to 14, it was there, but people did
It's
not
actually
used to use
gradually increasing its importance, around
it.
the legal fraternity.
It is. But I mean, what I tried was the principle of spray and pray. I used to apply to like 100, 200 places and
Exactly.
expect
चलो
that
कोई तो
somebody will.
reply करेगा.
That is how it used to happen. I never had anyone like I'm a first generation lawyer. I did not have any family member or distant relative also who was
Exactly
in law
my
school.
point. Yeah, because like I'll also be a first generation lawyer.
But,
मेरे को
but
दूर दूर तक कोई lawyer नहीं है. And what I do is मैं कोई 100 to 150 mails भेज देती हूँ and I'm just like God, at least दो तीन तो reply आ जाए. So I think जुगाड़ is something which can actually help you, but at the same time it cannot help you learn a lot, right?
I don't think so. It can help a lot. See, it can really help. I mean, see, if you get an internship through Jugaad, many people, sometimes people get it.
Yeah.
But even the firm where you're going for an internship, that person also knows, that HR also knows, so they will not really give you a longer duration. That is a
That is
very
why I
brutal
said that
fact.
jugards can help you take an internship, but jugards would never make you learn anything.
Because see, that is how we all have learned. Like first year, I mean, even in my batch, there were many students used to get internship, through their contacts on sources. I did not have anything, so I started with first year. My first internship was with the Human Rights Commission. Second internship was with ILI, where my job used to arrange books. That was my job. And I was right interning in front of Supreme Court, but I never got a chance to go there because I thought, okay, maybe I'll just do a court internship later. Then you get that, like I got one internship in a law firm, and that was something which really helped further internships. So, once if you get one break, the subsequent opportunities will be on that basis. So one need not worry. I mean, we're not getting an internship, you will get it initially. Somebody will, and that's with everything. That's even with the job. I mean, a lot of people are in the job market, they are thinking we are not getting a replies, but yes, at right point of time you will get it.
We get, yeah.
So don't
Because
worry.
someone told me, like I had a mentor mentee session. That person also said that the best trick to get internship is like where you are interning, ask them to refer you people at somewhere if you do good work, right? Because doing good work is something which actually shows your potential.
Exactly. And that is, and people are more than welcome. Say, suppose I know someone. To be very honest, I also get a lot of messages on LinkedIn about internships. I'm sorry, but I don't know that person. How can I refer you?
Exactly
Because
my
if I
point.
refer you, if I refer A or B, then I'm not doing justice to C and D, who is also writing to me. So I'm unable to, if I know someone, like if somebody has worked with me, or suppose I'm judging a competition, if I know some candidate who is really good, and this person approaches me later, because I can vouch for that person, and that is how it works. So I mean, randomly, I mean, it can be once in a blue moon that you message some partner. Like people have stories, they message some partner and he really liked on LinkedIn, he gave an internship. That may happen, but I don't think so that bombing people with their messages or bombing their official email IDs for internships is a good idea.
And
You
I
should
think like
take the normal route.
I think taking your example that you don't even know someone, like if they are just directly telling you or asking you to arrange an internship for them, that's very, what do you call it? That's very unfair because you don't even know about that person. How can you do that?
True, that is something that is, it's against the principles also. Like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would not do it, and I never see. Of course, when suppose I interned in a place when I was in law school for a second internship, obviously I approach people. Like if you have interned with me, maybe if you want a second internship,
Yeah,
then
then you can
obviously
help because you know that candidate. Yeah,
that that candidate, you can vouch for it. But some a new person, it's very difficult. आप किसको मना करो किसको ना करो,
exactly
that
my
is
point.
also.
नाराज हो जाते हैं लोग.
Yeah, so it's better that you don't give any I mean false hope to also any.
Exactly
So
my point. But sir, like, what's your area of specialization?
my area of specialization is in arbitration. So I specialize in arbitration and commercial disputes.
Okay.
So
So, like, one a simple question that's from my side only. Like how to actually, identify what's your area of specialization.
See,
Like what do you do to actually, find out like, yes, you can excel in that field.
see, that is a process, because why I paused was that is a process. A lot of people think that they have chosen their practice area in law school, which is wrong. You need to explore it. Like maybe after graduating for first 2 years or maybe 3 years. I mean, there is no time limit. Today, I can decide that I want to be a corporate lawyer. I can be. I mean, I'll have to start from the scratch, but I can be. But I'm not doing it. There's a different thing. But at least for first 1 or 2 years, one should explore what their strengths and weaknesses are. Uh, and and it's very important that if you should like the practice area where you are working for. I
Exactly.
mean, you need to have some zeal or passion apart from the incentive of money or career. I mean, the name or fame. You need to have some sort of zeal to pursue that. If you don't have that zeal, then you will burn out eventually. A lot of people, you know there are certain practice areas which are very technical, and students join it right after law school. If their campus plays, they think, okay, the money is good, let's do it.
Yeah, let's just
And
go over there.
let's go there, let's see. But after 1 or 2 years, they burn out and they leave. I know a lot of lawyers who have done it. So for first 2 years, you need to explore. I know a lot of friends who were doing litigation. They thought, no, it is not something my cup of tea. I can't run around in courts.
Yeah.
I want a corporate. I want to be a corporate lawyer. So they moved to corporate. I know a lot of corporate lawyers who said, I can't do a desk job. Now let's do litigation. So first 2 years after graduating, do decide, do a, I mean, try everything. Like I, I did not start. I did not started as a dispute lawyer. I started as an in-house counsel. Then I went to a fintech industry. I was doing contracts and contracts review, but then I realized that this is not my cup of tea. I I mean, I was always interested in disputes, but then I took a decision. Even that costed me a lot because I had to take a salary cut, because you in litigation you can't really expect a huge package in the beginning. So I had to take that decision. I took it, and what is driving me today is also the interest in disputes, which is helping me out. If I'm not interested in dispute, then I don't think so. And for anyone, if you're not interested in something, then don't do it. Don't burden yourself with unnecessary stress and I mean, workload. Yeah.
That's actually very important for people to actually understand what actually what it, I think the word fascinate would work over there. Like what fascinates you, just don't go over there, right?
So certainly, I mean, initially you, when what fascinates you also has a lot of factors.
Exactly.
See, there are people who just are for the money, right? There are people, I mean, they just,
If the money
and there are
fascinates you, if you're just going over there, then you realize that it's not like your cup of tea. That's very unfair.
no, certainly. So just take a conscious decision, because I mean, you are not, and as a lawyer, it's a very stressful work profile. It's not very easy. The client can call you at midnight. You have some urgent deliverable, and so you have to take a very conscious decision that whether 10 years down the line, would you want I mean, sort of easy life, or very a different kind of life. And if you have a tough life, people who are interested in that practice area can only survive. Otherwise, I mean, you burn out and go. So that is what. Take a very conscious decision and take time, at least 2 to 3 years, to decide what you want to do. Don't take a very quick
Yeah.
decision right after law school.
Okay, so that was something which is very formal in nature. Let's move on to the informal part of this conversation. Now we're going to play some rapid fire. I'm going to ask you some questions and quickly you have to answer them. Okay? Works?
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just tell me the percentage of attendance you had in your college.
This was very bad. I had to pay a lot of fines to, give exams. So I think it was around 60%. I mean, I used to intern and I used to room. I
Yeah.
mean, I did not attend a lot of classes, to be very honest.
But like, what about the experience of attending classes? Like, were you interested or you were like, yeah,
I mean,
I was attending?
it is not that I did not like going to the classes. Yes, there were some teachers who were very good. I used to
Yeah.
make sure that I attend their classes. But then I realized that, the kind of curriculum we have, I mean, it depends on teachers to teachers. So if I
Yeah.
like some professor, I
No
used to
offenses,
make
no
sure.
offenses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone,
So I
every
used to
teacher,
attend.
every professor is good, but yeah, still.
No, it depends on your interests also.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
that I had very good
Some people
teachers,
don't
but
like criminal law, some people don't like IPR, some don't like corporate. So yeah, that depends.
yeah, I mean, my attendance was bad because first I mean, because of the internships, sometimes some good law firm is giving you an internship in the middle of the semester. So we had to make that choice that we'll just go and intern and then come back. But then we used to attend classes. So I used to miss classes only for either
Yes.
internships or if I'm going to a moot court or if I'm traveling for some reason. Otherwise, I used to attend classes, and I had to because I would have been barred from giving exams.
Exactly, this happens in my college as well. So, like,
Okay.
just tell me the best experience of yours.
The best experience in
Maybe
terms of
during the school days or the college days.
best experience was the final year because
Okay.
I mean the last semester was the best. It was chill, and we have. I mean, it was all spent with friends. There was no tension. So the last semester is the best experience in college.
So, like, you actually made memories during those final years because what happens is right now we are in the middle stage of the law school. So, what happens is we are like, yaar, khatam ho jaye, but still we think that jab final year hoga, then we're gonna miss this a lot because you have a routine in hostel, right? Like working
Yes.
from home right now actually makes you realize that you had a routine. You have to wake up at 7 p.m. You have to rush to the mess. You have to grab your
True.
breakfast. You have to attend the classes, right? So
Right.
everything messed up after the college. Is it so, or like you enjoyed after the college as well?
No, 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 no. See, to be very honest, I remember on the last semester on a weekday, and last semester we had very few classes. So we never used to attend also the classes. And like,
टाइम पे तो ऐसा
just
है यार
imagine
हम ही सबसे बड़े
on
हैं.
a Monday morning, you get up at 11 a.m. and you are sitting with your friends and chilling. You can't imagine after you start working. Like Monday, it's it's not possible.
It's a
So
blunder.
I mean,
It's a blunder. You
I
have
really
huge work.
so yeah, because once you're in law school, you can miss out classes, you can do anything. There is no liability. But once you start working, you can't do it. So you have a lot of freedom in law school. So I would just say that enjoy that freedom because once you start working, you may not get it. Of course, you will get it if you take holidays and all, but that autonomy and freedom you won't have. So don't take the law school for granted. Just enjoy as much as you can.
Okay. And sir, like, it's not law. Then what other profession you would have gone for?
I would have been a filmmaker.
Filmmaker. Okay,
Yes.
you wanted to be a filmmaker, or you could have gone for filmmaking, right? Then
Yes.
can
Hmm.
you just tell me as to right now, is there any theme in your mind for actually producing or directing a movie?
I mean, I think of it is maybe on the pandemic, how it has, uh, I mean, maybe on how work from home transition from the office has worked for people. I
Exactly.
mean, I can think of it because, we all can relate to it. So maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
So you actually shared your best experience with me, but what about the worst one, which you are like, यार याद ही नहीं करना है वो तो दिन खराब जाएगा. Was there any experience?
Worst, see, I mean, all those experiences, if you look at the
No,
hindsight,
it
and they're
can be
not
during
relevant.
school days as well, like when you got punishment.
I don't know. In laws, I was once for one day, one of my professor barred me from taking an exam. So I never flunked in any of the subjects in law school. I mean, I was not good at studies also, but I never failed. But there was one subject where I had just 1 day short of attendance, and the teacher like barred me from taking that exam. So I had to, give that exam again next year, and that was really frustrating. I mean, nobody really likes to do that. So, and that was a bad experience.
I can totally understand. So the last question for this rapid fire round is, was there any professor in your college who used to cut your attendance even if you don't talk? Or even if you're not, using your mobile phone and you have just actually, taken a mobile phone with you and they think that you're using it and you don't even get an attendance.
Yes, yes, I had.
Name out the professor, but yeah, just
I'm
tell
not
me. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I had a professor who did not like me at all.
Oh,
So who hated me, who used to just, I don't know, like maybe I debated in on some topic. When you are in first or second year, you just want to argue at times with the professors on some points. So argued, and the professor did not take it well. And then I realized that I'm getting low marks in everything, and and maybe the professor is like picking me up.
you know what? Like after that, what happens is when you have an argument or the professor don't like you think that whatsoever is happening, that's happening just because of that professor. मतलब यही कर रहे हैं सब कुछ.
Certainly. So that is also when you are, but you realize all that at later stage that you should not really piss off your teachers.
Yeah,
That
exactly
is
my
something
point.
maybe you later on realize it. Maybe it's a bitter truth, but you should be always nice to your teachers.
And you should
I
be
mean,
thankful as well because they are the one at the end
nice,
of the
you
day
should not
who
irritate
pay the
them
bills.
unnecessarily. Yeah, you should not. I mean, you obviously they are your teachers. You have to be nice to them, but don't irritate any of the professors. And that, because that can be very damaging at times. So don't do it.
Exactly, it can be because attendance also matters, right?
It matters. Marks matter in the end.
And
Scoring,
everything matters, yeah. But sir, like, do
certainly.
you really think like marks in law school matters? Because like in every session I ask this question to the lawyers, like marks are important or not?
See, there are two things. Uh, Number one, yes, marks are important. If suppose you want to study in Oxford University, right? You want to study in Cambridge, you want to go to
Yeah,
Ivy League college for higher studies, then marks are really important.
yeah, there are a lot of factors, right?
No, for Oxford, the only thing they see is your rank. They don't see anything else. The English education system is more based on the merit of marks. Maybe in US they may not see whether you are a topper or not, but if suppose you have a dream to study in Oxford or Cambridge, and many law students have, even I had, but I never had the score. So rank is very important. That is
Okay.
it. So either you have the best rank, either you, or you, second part of the second type of students are like me, who I was a very average in terms of the ranking in curriculum, in the subjects, but I was good at other things, right?
You
I
have to
had more.
actually maintain a balance, right?
Yes, maintain a balance, but depends what you want to do. Suppose you really want to go to Oxford and you want to just do higher studies, and still you want to chill, but you, after 5 years, you will realize that you never had the score. So just make up your mind. I mean, it is good for some people, it is very important. For some it may not matter at all. So there are just two aspects one has to keep in mind.
Okay. So with this, we wrap up the rapid fire round as well. And I think the time has come where we have to wrap up the whole session. So to conclude the session on a more positive note, sir, any kind of suggestion for the budding lawyers, law students, or the batch of 2020 plus 2021? What suggestions would you give?
My suggestion to all of the students would be, I mean, of course there's a pandemic going on, but see, 5 years or 3 years of law school, don't take it as a task. A lot of students, I mean, they take it as a task, and they just want these 5 years or 3 years to end so that they start working. The 5 years or 3 years time period is to develop you your personality. It is to train you for the bigger world, which is meaner and which is not that great. So work on these aspects. I mean, as I told you, as lawyers, one of our very important skill and our part of our personality is how good we are with others. If you are a very introvert, personality, if you don't talk to people, to be very honest, you are going to suffer a lot later on, because and a lot of jobs and internships and everything work with friends. Suppose you are my friend, we are both batchmates, we both graduate at the same time, you work somewhere, and later on I want to move to your place. And if you
Yeah.
have good friends who are good with you and you are good to everyone, and if you're known as a nice person, then people will be genuinely willing to help you out, and at difficult times. But if you so to work on your personality, be nice to everyone and don't take a lot of tension, especially in final years. A lot of students stress out in final year that what will happen, whether we get a job or not.
Yeah.
Let it end, because a lot of recruiters will be willing to hire you once you have a law degree and you have enrollment in your hand. So don't take tension in the final year. And as I said, that work on your personality rather than just be very competitive in everything. That will really help you a long way. That's what my suggestion is.
That's actually a good set of suggestion, because what happens is nowadays, because of the pandemic, people are very, disappointed, or they're very depressed whether they'll get a job or not, because I think that's very fair on their part as well, because everyone is worried for their future, their career, their financial
That's
securities.
true. But because of the work from home situation, see, there is also an opportunity in adversity. Today, I mean, if you want to work as a lawyer, of course, the things will change, but now you don't need to move to a new city, at least for some months, till the
Yeah.
time the things settle. So try internet is something which has a lot of options,
Yeah,
which has a lot of
exactly.
opportunity. Just don't use it for Netflix all the time. Use it for a productive way, and use LinkedIn. Don't use it to just blow your own trumpet. There are a lot of students who just keep on posting about themselves. That will not help. Try to
Exactly.
make good connections. Try to make good connections. Uh, Connections beyond your law school, other colleges. Help out each other, because it's difficult times. If you don't, I mean, the only way to just you know keep floating is when you help others.
Yes, sir.
Whatever information you have, share it with everyone, and the difficult time will pass. And after years, or maybe 5 years, 10 years, you will have bigger problems, and these issues will just seem like very small.
Yeah.
so so yes, don't take a lot of tension.
That's
That's
actually
what
a good
my.
set of suggestions for everyone. Even I would also urge them to think about themselves first. Think about their mental health as well. Because, yeah, professional life is very important. Professional work is very important, but your mental health is very important as well, right? So, yeah, just
Exactly.
focus on both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. Certainly true.
So, with this, we wrap up the whole session. And thank you so much, sir, once again for accepting my invitation and actually giving a good set of suggestions for the budding lawyers. I think that's actually going to help them. And based on your experiences of the mooting and internships you did, that's actually going to motivate them to do something. That's actually motivated me as well to actually do good number of internships, because you should not actually rely on your college or the placements you're going to get from the college, right? Always think that you need not to depend upon others. So just try
And
doing it on your own, right?
certainly. And most important is think it as an opportunity, maybe to travel or see a new place
Yeah,
rather than work.
exactly. I think it's a well known saying that take it otherwise, right? If you want to think it as like, yeah, you need to do a lot of internships, but take it on a positive note by saying that you get a lot of opportunities to travel to different cities, right? So take it that way.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. That is the best way of, moving, and that's the best way
Yes,
to
sir.
actually make your 5 years or 3 years productive.
Yes, sir. So thank you
Okay.
so much, sir. With this, we wrap up the session.
Thank you so much, Sami. Thank you so much.